Good morning, everybody. Today I want to ask you all, have you ever been running away from a dragon and then you stop and say to yourself, man, it's a nice dragon right there. Great wingspan, great scales. No? Just me? Okay. Anyways, I'm going to be telling you all today about dragons. Now, dragons appear in myths and legends from cultures all around the world, but not all dragons are the same. Depending on where the story comes from, dragons can have different numbers of legs, different wings, or different. Bro, those are cats, bro. That is not a cat. Anyways, yes, or they can have completely different personalities. So today I'll be going over 7 different types of dragons from all around the world. First off, are the first dragon, like species, I guess. Is it species? I don't know. The first ones I'm going to be talking about are wyverns. Now, wyverns normally have 2 legs and a pair of wings that also act as their front limbs, kind of like a bat's wings. They're usually shown with a long tail, sometimes a venomous stinger on the end, and they're often considered faster and more agile than larger dragons, making them dangerous hunters. In many fantasy stories and video games, wyverns are aggressive creatures that live in mountains or cliffs. Now, what would happen if you took those arms and wings and split them apart? Well, that's where you get the Western dragon. Next, no, sorry. Now, Western dragons are probably the dragons that most people think of first. They have 4 legs, 2 large wings, sharp claws, and can usually breathe fire. In European legends, these dragons often have guarded treasure, lived in caves, and were usually defeated by brave knights. They usually symbolize power, greed, or chaos, making them one of the most recognizable dragons types in the world. But what if you took off their wings? Well, that's where you get the drake. Now, drakes have 4 strong legs, but no wings, so they can't fly. Instead, they're built for strength and speed on land. Many fantasy stories describe drakes as powerful hunters that can still breathe fire or use other elemental attacks. Because they don't have wings, they often live in forests, deserts, or mountains where they rely on their strength instead of flight. So here you can see the 4 legs but no wings. Now, you may be thinking, well, if it's 4 legs but no wings, isn't that the same as Shenron? Or maybe even the other Shenron? I don't know what his name was, but the other buff one. Wrongo. Now, Shenron is an East Asian dragons. Now, they're also called Chinese dragons. They look very different from Western dragons. They usually have long, snake-like bodies with 4 legs, but they don't have wings. Even without wings, they're said to fly through the sky using magic. Unlike Western dragons, lung dragons are usually wise and kind. They represent wisdom, strength, good fortune, and control over water and weather. In many Asian cultures, dragons are seen as protectors rather than monsters. Now, you may think that this is the same as Super Shenron, but you're wrong again. Super Shenron is an amphitheater. Now, amphitheaters have wings but no legs, giving them the appearance of a flying snake or dragon. Their long, flexible bodies allow them to move quickly through the air. Although they're not as famous as the other dragons, they appear in mythology and fantasies as mysterious creatures that are extremely fast and difficult to catch. Now, you may say, oh, this kind of looks like Rayquaza. You're wrong again. Man, you're on a losing streak, bro. Now, Rayquaza is a lindworm. Now, lindworms usually have 2 front legs. I don't know if I spelled lindworm wrong. I thought it was Lind Y or WYRM or WURM. I don't know how to spell it, dude. Everyone spells it different. But lindworms usually have two front legs, but no back legs or wings. Their long serpent-like bodies make them look like a mix between a dragon and a giant snake. In European folklore, lindworms were often feared because they could destroy villages or threaten travelers. They were considered dangerous monsters that required heroes to defeat them. Now, finally, we have worms. Now, worms are the simplest dragon type. They have no legs, no wings, make them look almost exactly like giant serpents. Even though they can't fly, they're still incredibly dangerous. Many stories describe worms as ancient creatures that burrow underground, guard treasure, or possess incredible magical powers. Because of their age, they're often portrayed as wise but extremely powerful. So, as you can see, dragons come in many different forms, depending on the culture and legends they come from. Some have wings, some don't, some breathe fire, some wrap around the world and bite their own tail. While others can use water or control magic, some just be basic and just fly and stuff. Some are just evil, straight up evil. While others are wise, but they're all called dragons in the end. But each has their own appearance and story. Thank you for listening. Well, it's good night for me, but it's probably sometimes it might be good evening, good afternoon, good morning. I don't think anyone's gonna get the reference, but whenever you are tuning in, yes. Thank you, everybody.